Today we are sponsored as always by Joe's Underground in Augusta, Georgia at the corner of 8th and Broad in the bottom of the Lamar building. Getting about ready to open up again. When they do, everybody go down. Let's just have one hellacious party there. Everybody have a drink. Everybody give each other a hug. Everybody just kind of heal a little bit. Joe's is a great place to do it. When you go in there for the first time, you feel like family. And that's what we all need right now. We all need to feel close to each other. We all need to feel some love. So go on down to Joe's Underground at the corner of 8th and Broad in Augusta, Georgia. You'll be glad you did. I goes to Joe's and so should you. Today, I have got Cody, Blake, and Dale from a new fan film called Freddy vs. Jason Dreamscapes. I cannot say that word to save my life for some reason. It's hilarious, but it's such an amazing movie. It's going to be just so great. These guys are working really hard to bring you a product that is just beyond anything you've seen before. So everybody go to their Indiegogo and go on ahead and donate a little bit. You'll be happy that you did. They got some great perks. One of them, custom-made glove. You know, one-of-a-kind Freddy glove for you, made by the guy who made the one for the movie, and he does phenomenal work. Just some really cool things. But you've heard me jabber on enough, so we're going to go on ahead and settle down. Close your eyes, relax a little bit. Just wait for Freddy to come on in and see you tonight. Without further ado, here's Cody, Blake, and Dale from Freddy vs. Jason Dreamscapes here on the Smoke Meat Podcast. All right, everyone, this is the one that you've been waiting on, Freddy vs. Jason Dreamscapes. I've got the main people right here, the people who are making this thing happen. I got Cody Huskins, he's the director. He also plays Jason. I got Blake Best, executive producer, all-around great guy, doing a lot of the music for this thing. And Dale Niehaus. Is it Niehaus or Niehaus? I can't remember.
Niehaus, close enough. I'll let it slide.
Okay, I'll yeah. I'm horrible with names, man. Shoot me in the head. That's such a great thing for a podcaster to be, is good with names, isn't it?
It's overrated.
Yeah. All the name is just you telling somebody what noise to make to get your attention. That's all that is.
Yeah.
But so tell me a little bit about this movie, Blake. What got this thing kicked off?
Oh, I love how you went to me first.
Yes.
Well, I can't take any credit for that because I wasn't involved with the project until Cody approached me. This was Cody's idea to put together this film. He's like a lot of us. He really liked the Freddy vs. Jason from 2003 in certain parts, but he really believed that there should have been a darker version of that film, more gritty, more rooted in reality, and probably a little bit more on the gory side because, you know, we both come from a love of, you know, slashers. Most everyone on this film that's in it or with the production grew up watching these films, and they loved what they were at the best time that they were, which is the 1980s and early 1990s. You know, practical effects, good acting, lower budgets, but ambitious films. And you believed in the characters. It wasn't like a bunch of throwaway characters. You don't really have throwaway characters in these films. I mean, in Friday the 13th, you've got Tommy Jarvis. I mean, you've got, you know, all these other, you know, and then in Nightmare on Elm Street, you've got Nancy Thompson, and you've got, you know, Alice Johnson, and then for Part 7 for Friday the 13th, you've got Tina. I mean, you've got all these recurring characters that have faced, you know, tremendous adversity, and I think that that's empowering, and it's something that we wanted to continue with this, is to bring back those characters that that fans of both franchises love, plus add some new ones, and then, you know, give them that darker meaning of the film, you know. But that was his idea. He approached me and asked me if I wanted to be executive producer, consultant. I said, I'll do you one better. If you have room, I'll do all that stuff, and I'll compose for the film. And not realizing what a job it was going to be to compose and how many different ideas I'd end up sending to them that they'd end up using. And you know, so I took on those things. And then, you know, he had already talked with Josh Adams, who wrote the script and is also playing the Freddy Krueger character in this one. You know, so they already kind of had this kind of set up together. I was kind of brought in after the fact.
Mm-hmm. Well, cool. Well, all right. Well, Cody. So what's so what made you what got you into horror? What made you start doing
got me
these?
into. I've been involved with horror and stuff since I was, and loved it, and loved the genre since I was a little kid. And if you remember all the '80s slashers, in the especially in the video store, that's probably where my biggest inspiration was, going and watching, just seeing the images on the boxes.
Yeah.
Like Happy Birthday to Me and Sleepaway Camp, and of course Friday the 13th. I was like, I want to watch him, finally did. And I fell in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
And especially Friday the 13th, there's something about Jason and that hockey mask. That was always my favorite growing up.
Yeah. I mean, those were me. I remember seeing them in the theaters. Yes, I'm older than you. Leave me alone. But I mean, it was so great to see those on the big screen. You just, when you find out one was coming out, it wasn't like today where we have the internet. We'll know everything about it before it even comes out. Everything was a surprise and fresh, and I mean, it was just so amazing.
Yeah.
What in the world? Oh, okay. But I've always loved the horror genre. Like I said, the Freddys, the Jasons. Michael. I liked Michael, but I don't know. Halloween wasn't my thing for some reason. I don't know. But I've always enjoyed all of them. Oh, there we go.
But yeah, I've always loved Michael Myers too.
Yeah, like I say, I can dig them, but they're not my favorites in the world. I'm a Freddy and Jason guy. My favorite of all time is a little one that was done years ago called April Fool's Day. Y'all remember that one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I love that one so much, but I do.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that came out like '85, I think, or '86.
It's 85 or 86. I can't remember which it was, but it was right around in there. And it just, all these movies from the 80s. Everybody says the 80s were bad. That was my teenage years, was the 80s, and I loved them. I still listen to 80s music. I love 80s movies. And yes, I used to have a mullet, so y'all bite me. Yep. And so
but I love all those movies. I mean, even the corny, cheesy ones.
Oh, the cheesier the better. The Trauma movies.
Oh, yeah.
The old Trauma movies, the Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, all those. They were so cheesy, but they are so amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. So the Terror Train, Prom Night.
Mm-hmm.
The Burning is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Early 80s on that one, but it was a classic. Roxy.
Yeah.
Sleepaway Camp. Even the second, third Sleepaway Camp,
Oh, yeah. So Dale, what got you into this production? How did you jump into this mix? Oh, I can't hear you.
Unmute.
Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Dale.
Yeah, it muted me a few minutes ago.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you now. You're good.
Oh, okay. So now I have to go like this. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. Okay, I'll quit being a smart aleck for a second.
Oh, it's fine. That's a great thing about this podcast.
That's true. It is. I've done it with before. Yeah, you're a big smart ass. But
yep.
Anyway. Actually, how I found out, Heather Richardson actually told me about this, and she told me the names, Josh and Cody and Blake. And so I reached out through email and was like, I would love to audition for your film and just whatever roles you have available left. And then they told me that the two roles, it was David and Adam. And I said, okay, can I audition for either one or both? And they're like, you can audition for both if you want. So I got sent the size for it. And they can all tell you, too, that I did the Adam part first, the guy that's drinking in there. And even had a beer right there when I was doing it and everything. And then
method acting.
Right afterwards, I recorded the David part, which is the kind of the brains of the outfit, I guess, if you want to call that. I don't think they really have any brains because they went into the Voorhees residence. But anyway, So I did both of those, and of course, anytime I've done an audition, I always trying to nitpick at every little thing I do. Although those I did about 5 or 6 takes, and I sent the best out of each one because I'm always a perfectionist sometimes. And so I sent those in, and they were amazed apparently with how I portrayed the characters, and it would look like it was 2 different characters, even though I looked the same. It was like twin brothers. Like, hi, I'm Daryl. My brother named Daryl. My brother named Daryl. So then they said, yeah, we'd love to offer you the role of David. He's got a little bit more on-screen time because of your amazing acting, that we'd like to offer you that. And just like that, just because I got a tip from a friend, which appreciate that very much. Heather, when she does listen in on this, for giving me that. And then I've had some really cool people on this project because of it.
Very cool. Very cool. Cody, I don't know if you see mine or not. I'm holding you up a note. I got you muted right now because you got a lot of wind going on. But whenever you want to talk, just raise your hand or get my attention. Pull off your shirt, whatever. There we go.
Well, his character is Jason, so he doesn't talk in the film. So I guess it's kind of a way to prepare for that.
Nice. I've got you unmuted.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm here outside at my job, and so.
Oh, it's fine right there. When you walked around, it was just a lot of wind.
Yeah, I had to go check on something real quick.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. And of course
I
he
was
starts
thinking the
walking
same
again.
thing. He said nipples.
But oh man, I'm so looking forward to doing this thing. I know y'all are doing the Indiegogo funding, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I was fixing to say a nod don't translate to audio, but I do the same thing at McDonald's at the drive-thru. So, but I'm gonna make sure that I put the Indiegogo link on the show notes of this because I want people to be able to help this production out and get this thing, where y'all can do it justice. Because I know right now y'all are doing great with it, and I'm so looking forward to this thing coming out. Y'all got some pretty good perks for the people, don't you?
Oh yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a few perks. There's been some that have been bought that were some of the big ones. Like some of the hockey mask that Cody's effects team designed. I mean, they actually made a custom made hockey mask. One of a kind for this campaign, and that went. I mean, a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. And then
I think.
Huh?
Hockey mask park, I think, lasted a day.
Nice.
Yeah. As soon as I did an unboxing video, and next day it was gone.
Wow. That's crazy. I bet that's awesome, though.
Oh man, but yeah,
one of my effects guys, Tim Jones, he does an awesome job.
Yeah, people don't realize, the stuff that goes into doing these things. It's not like you're just going to Halloween City or somewhere and saying, I need that hockey mask right there, and buying one. Y'all are making these, making the gloves.
Everything has to be authentic.
Yeah. Yeah,
it just shows you. It's that way across the whole production. I mean, with Dale, with all the rest of our cast, I mean, these are all, not only really extremely professional actors and actresses, very, very brilliant artists in what they do, but they're also hardcore fans. So, like, they know what Jason would do this or Jason would do that, or, Freddy would do this, Freddy would do that. So it's like everything goes towards making this something that we would want to sit down and watch, because this is what Dale has told the story before. I mean, growing up, he loved the films, both franchises, if I'm not mistaken. Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I grew up watching both of them. I was a fan of Freddy and Jason, but like Cody, man, I always had a thing for the dude in the hockey mask. Just something about him. He was my favorite villain of all time. But I gotta admit, Freddy was right up there too. Because, God, Freddy was just so evil, man. So yeah, I grew up watching all Friday 13th, all Nightmare on Elm Street.
Hey, what you doing? I'm sorry, y'all love dogs. This is the sweetest dog that comes up here at my job.
Aw.
He's such a humanitarian, isn't he?
I get worried about it because it randomly just comes up here. I'm afraid it's going to get hit by one of these trucks or something.
Yeah. Have you named it Jason? You should. That is a huge smile. That dog's name is now Jason, I do believe.
It's got another little one too running with it.
Oh man, the little one can be Freddy.
Why does Freddy have to be the little one?
Is Freddy 8 feet tall?
No, Freddy's
Exactly.
5'9" and about 160 pounds.
Exactly. He's wiry. We won't call him small. We'll call him wiry.
Yeah, well, he's got a mean right hand, though.
Oh, nice. Well played, sir. Well played. I've listened. I was lucky enough. You sent me some of the score for this movie, Blake, and I mean the music on it is just going to be amazing. I love what I've heard. And that's,
Thank you.
Matter of fact, the opening and closing of this is going to be some of that.
Fantastic. It's a process, because even though I was a professional musician for many years before I tackled the writing part of things, I still look for that approval. So everything that I write, I'll actually go on a Facebook Live on occasion and play parts of the arrangements for the people watching in the live feeds. I send the emails and the MP3s to Dale. I send them to Josh, to Cody, and it's like I want to make sure that they like it, because I think that's something that I brought to the film as well, is like a deeper understanding of the fact that music is really important for setting the tone for a film. I mean, just as important as anything else.
Yeah, I mean, music is a character. Like I say, it sets the tone.
Sets the tone,
Yeah. I love watching the videos where people will take old movie trailers, like for comedies and stuff. And my favorite one was the Mrs. Doubtfire one, where they changed the music on it and made it a horror, and it worked. Oh yeah, just look up Mrs. Doubtfire horror trailer. You'll be amazed. It is great.
I got to. I was gonna do that now. Oh my god!
It is terrifying. You're liable to make a fan film of that. It is that good. But yeah, it is
I'm
amazing.
Picturing it now. Oh my god!
It's terrifying. The voiceover on it, holy crap! But yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
I think you've got Dale's tickle box turned over. Now he can't control himself.
Oh man, I'm just picturing it, because the trailer for it, and I'm picturing it as a horror. I'm like, oh my god. Oh yeah, I gotta watch it now.
Yeah, I think they did either Mary Poppins or Nanny McPhee also.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me think here. What can we expect? I know I don't want y'all to give away any kind of spoilers or anything, because duh. But what can we expect on this? That's kind of a loaded question. No spoilers, but tell me about it.
Whoever wants to talk about it, go for it.
Yeah, go for it. Paper, scissors.
This film's gonna be a lot darker, like Blake said, and how I've got the thought of this project was how I'm having the Jason Goes to Hell look in this film. I don't know if you've seen Jason Goes to Hell or not.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the story that we're picking up after, is that it's after the Jason Goes to Hell, where Freddy's hand comes up and grabs Jason's mask and pulls it down into hell. So Joshua Adams wrote a script, a story that goes after that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the basic of this film.
Very cool. I know in a lot of the later Freddy movies, he got to where he was, I don't want to say funny, because I mean, it's friggin' Freddy. He's not funny, but he started making the more jokes and the puns and stuff like that, and became a little bit lighter. And I remember the original, Jason never gave me nightmares. Freddy scared the dog shit out of me after it was over. And I don't know why, but it did. And after he started, doing the puns and stuff like that, it didn't really scare me as much anymore, but I still love the movies. But I watched them kind of at a different tone.
Well, you can expect a darker Freddy, a return to that, because the look, I can't give too much away, but the look for the makeup effects and everything is more rooted in Nightmare on Elm Street 2 like right on Street 3, like a mix of that, and he's darker. Like there will probably be some humor, but it's going to be born out of discomfort.
Yeah.
It's not going. It's going to make you really uncomfortable. I told him, and I'm you know, I'm going to. I don't know. Are we allowed to curse on this thing?
Oh yeah.
I saw Josh's audition, and then I saw him getting to the voiceover and getting to the character. I told him, I said, dude, you're fucking repulsive. When you're like that, when he's just Josh, he is the most genial, nicest guy you can meet. Just like Cody, just like Dale. Just you want to talk, want to talk to him all day. But when he goes into that character, he is a complete piece of shit. Like completely. Like he channels that so well that there were times that I was watching the audition and I was going, this son of a bitch right here thinks he's Freddy Krueger. He really, really believes it. And I mean that in the best possible way because it just speaks to the talent that they all have. I mean, like Dale said, I saw 2 different auditions of Dale's work for Adam and David, and though it was the same actor playing it, completely different personalities. And that's what makes me feel really blessed. I mean, as an executive producer, I don't really dabble in front of the camera as much. I mean, I've got a little role in this film, very little, but I like to work behind the scenes, see the magic that's happening. And we got really lucky. We were really blessed. Our entire cast and crew are they've all got that magic touch. Yeah. And I think that's going to make the film really special.
See, that's a great thing. When everybody's got chemistry and everybody kind of gets it, it's not just a job. I know it's a job, but at the same time, it's not. You're doing what you want to do. Then that just you can tell that on the screen, and even with this, when we were talking before this thing started, and now, everybody's into it, and everybody has that chemistry, and it's going to be a wonderful thing, I think.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm definitely going to share the Indiegogo. Any other links y'all want me to share on the show notes? And anything y'all want to tell people about?
Our Facebook page.
Oh, definitely. I will share the Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's Freddy versus Jason Dreamscapes. I said it right that time.
I think we've reached up to 1,000 likes, and I don't think our page has been active for just like two months, maybe 3 or something.
Yeah, I've been doing some rough numbers. Over the past 2 months, we have grown. We have quadrupled in the amount of likes in about a month's time. Quadrupled, because when we started the page in February, we had 15, 20 likes, and now we're up to 1,000. And I've got notification just today, with around 15 to 20, just today.
Mm-hmm.
Because it always pops up in my feed. There's always something,
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive.
And it's a lot of, it's interesting during all the quarantine and all the COVID stuff. I imagine it's making everything a little bit harder to do. But the creativity that's coming out of this is just amazing.
I know we're on a low budget, but like my outfit's covered. I'm very happy it covered.
Mm-hmm.
And else, with everybody coming together, this is going to be a great film.
Yeah. Yeah, when everybody's able to get together, we'll make the most of that time as you can, and I think the group that y'all have got, the chemistry that y'all have got, and the talent that y'all have got, I think the filming, that's left to do is just going to be amazing because everybody, like I say, everybody gets it and everybody's going to be able to knock it out. And I think they're going to knock it out of the park. But all right, fellas, well, we're going to kind of close this thing out. Cody, you got anything you want to say to the folks?
No, I believe we covered it. Just look for some on our Freddy versus Jason escape. This is the Freddy versus Jason everybody's been waiting.
Outstanding. How about you, Dale? You got anything you want to say?
I feel very blessed to have been brought onto this project just because of the amount of passion that Cody, Blake, and Josh have for both franchises, and the fact that it's grown to the cast and crew that's come together for this is just so passionate about both genres that we're going to make an amazing film that the fans have been waiting for. This is a film made by the fans for the fans, and I think it's going to be an amazing process. And I've never, Hunting Jessica was excited to be a part of, but for a kid that grew up in the 80s that just was a huge fan of both series, this is a dream come true for me, just because I've been a fan of it for a long time, and the fact I actually get to play in one of the films, it's like heaven on earth for me, basically.
Outstanding. And finally, Blake, what you got, man? Any last words?
What do you want on your tombstone? Right?
I want that pepperoni.
Oh, goodness. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been sharing, liking, and supporting the page. Every night we have a live feed full of backers and fans of what we're doing. They check in with us every day. I didn't feel great yesterday. I still did a live video, but I was a touch under the weather. And you would not have thought that it didn't matter to them. They were still on there and having a good time. And, the video was short and punctuated. Everybody that was on it were very kind. They're kind to each other, and it's a place that's positive. Who would have thought that doing a film about two of the biggest cinematic serial killers in horror history would bring together so many really amazing people with a genuine passion and love for the source material? I mean, I would have never thought, and it was really a blessing for me because I'm a writer. I'm known for writing these books on Nightmare on Elm Street and all these horror novels and stuff, and it. To be asked to be part of, this project it's bringing these characters back to the way that we like them, but we're also showing them to a new generation that may go, wow, this is awesome. What's it based off of? Let's go watch the originals. That way you're spreading the original love of the original films, and they're going to like the new stuff and they're going to like the old ones too. And we got a great cast and crew, and I couldn't be more blessed to have such a great group of people to work with. So it's been a real pleasure.
Outstanding. Well, I appreciate y'all coming on here today, taking your time and doing this, and we'll definitely have y'all back as this thing progresses, and I'm going to push it really good because that's something I believe in. I mean, it's anything that gets anybody's creativity out there, I'm for. And y'all are doing the work, and it's going to show.
We appreciate it. I mean, we got 30 days left on this one, 30 days left on this campaign, and it's growing every day,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Outstanding. Well, I appreciate y'all a whole bunch.